Hello everybody. Tonight is lesson 8.8 or 9.8, excuse me, and 9.9. So I'm not doing an extra long lesson. We are just combining two lessons into one unit. So what we're going to talk about is finding the volume. And volume is not really any different than area, other than that volume is taking three numbers. So I'm going to have base times width times height. So I am taking all three numbers of a figure and I'm going to figure out how much the volume is. And volume is how much can fit inside of something, so how deep something is. So think of like a bottle of pop. The volume is how much pop is inside of the bottle. Does that make sense to everybody? Think about that for a second. The liquid inside of the bottle is what the volume is. So when solving, all we're going to do is we're going to figure out what the area is first. So the area, remember, is the length times width or base times height. So when I look at this, the area to me would be 3 times 2. So 3 times 2 would give me 6. And remember to label, I'm going to use centimeters, and because I multiplied two numbers together, it would be squared. The height, I don't multiply anything. It's just telling me that it's 3 centimeters. And now to solve for the volume, I'm going to erase here. I'm going to take both numbers that I just found, so the area times the height, and I'm going to get what my volume is. So my volume would be 18 centimeters. And this time, because I have a 2 for squared and one number here, I would have 3 total. So it would be 18 centimeters cubed. If you just did 3 times 2, you would get 6 multiplied by this 3, you'd get 18. So it's doing the same thing. Example. So first I'm going to start off by finding what is the area. 6 times 3 gives me 18 centimeters. And that's squared because it's two numbers. What is the height? 4 is the last number, and it shows me how tall it is. Now to find the volume, I'm going to take the area times the height. Or I can take 6 times 3 times 4. Either way, you get the same answer. So if I do 18 times 4, and that's using these two numbers, 8 times 4 is 32, 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7. If I would go up here and do 4 times 3, I'd get 12, and 12 times 6, 6 times 2 is 12, 6 times 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7. I get the same answer. It really doesn't matter what way you choose to do it, just choose one way and stick to it. Then to label, because I'm multiplying three numbers together, my answer is going to be cubed. Let's do another one. What is the area? So in this case, I'm going to do 10 times 3 and get 30 inches. Two numbers multiplied, so squared. The height is 4 inches. And that does not need to be squared or cubed or anything because I'm not multiplying it by anything. I'm just listing what its measurement is. And then the volume, I'm going to do 4, so let's change my color here so you can see what I'm pointing at. 4 times 10 is 40, times 3 would give me 120. If I did it another way, I could do 3 times 10 is 30, times 4 would still give me 120. So it really doesn't matter the order in which you multiply them. You just have to have all three numbers multiplied together. And when you do that, you need to label inches, and because it is 1, 2, 3 numbers, your answer will be cubed. Now if we took it one step further, it says if I kept the base the same, so the base would still remain 30. So the base is still 30 inches squared. But now they want to triple the volume. So what that means, or triple the height, triple the height. So that means that they're taking the height and they're multiplying it by 3. So if the original height was 4 and they want to triple it, 4 times 3 would now be 12. So what they're saying is to find the volume, I would have to take the area of the base, which is 30, multiply it by my new height, which is 12. I'm going to just bring the 0 straight down, and I know that 3 times 12 is 36. So my new volume would be 360 inches, and that's 3 numbers multiplied, cubed. My new height, I already wrote down, is going to be 12 inches. So it's really not challenging you too much more. It's just having you take the height and multiply it by 3 and figure out what the new volume would be if I were to make this box 3 times taller. Okay? So let's do a triangle. Triangles aren't any different. Remember, what am I going to do at the end? I'm just going to divide by 2. Okay? So the rectangular base is 4 by 8. And I don't have to divide that by 2 because it's a rectangle. Okay? So 4 times 8 is 32 centimeters squared. The height of this is 6 centimeters. So now to figure this out, I'm going to do 32 times 6. 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 3 is 18, plus 1 is 19. But now it is a triangle, so I'm going to have to divide by 2. 2 cannot go into 1. 2 can go into 19. 8 times, which is 16. Oh, no, it can go 9 times. I made a little mistake there. Sorry, guys, going too fast, not paying attention. See, even teachers make mistakes. So not into 1. It can go into 19 9 times, which is 18. 1 left over. And then 2 can go into 12 6 times, which is exactly 12. So my area, or my volume, is 96 centimeters cubed. Okay? For tonight is going to be to find the volume of one rectangular prism and one triangular prism. Okay? And I don't need you to find the base and the height and do all the steps that I did. I just want to know what is the volume. Okay? So to solve, you're going to do all 3 numbers multiplied together, or think of it as length times width times height. Okay? And in this one, you're going to do length, width, height. You have 3 numbers, use them. Okay? Have a good night, guys.